Hebrew History and Prophetic Books. 7. From the death of Josiah to the destruction of Jerusalem under Nebuchadnezzar. AM 3410 to 3445, 623 to 588 BCE. The death of Josiah. It could be a sheen, but I know the J would be perhaps a yud. Marks the virtual conclusion of the independence of the Jewish kingdom. Although they weren't, Judaism wasn't a religion back then, but his successors were both weak and wicked. Under them, the nation became subject first to the king of Egypt, who captured Jerusalem and deposed the king, and afterwards to the king of Babylon, from whose authority their abortive efforts to revolt brought upon them retribution, their final destruction and captivity. The records of these times are somewhat fragmentary and confused, but besides what we find in the historical books, there are some intimidations and accounts of particular events in the prophets. The most noted of these was Jeremiah. He was a man of great probity and great faithfulness and great power. In his preaching, he warned and rebuked the people for their sins so uncompromisingly that he offended the leaders, the Kahanim, the rabbis and the Cohens, you could say, and it was subject to cruel persecutions, though he compelled the respect of the less abandoned. During this period or near it also prophesied Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Ezekiel, Yitzhak, is that how you say it? Yitzhak, and Obadiah, I think is how you say it. About this time, Nineveh, the northern Assyrian capital, was overthrown and predicted by Nahum the prophet. The Persian and Median monarchies began to become conspicuous and are soon after united. Draco and afterward Solon flourished in Athens. It was the time of the 7 wise men of Greece and of Tarquin the elder and Servius Tullus in Rome. Who was Josiah's successor and what was his character? 2 Kings 23, 31, 32. What national disaster occurred? What change in the government and under what condition? 33 to 35. Compute the amount of the tribute. Verse 33. The reign and character of Jehoiakim. 36 and 37. What celebrated prophet appears about this time? His description of these last 2 kings, and especially of the public regard in which the latter would be held. Jeremiah 22, 11 through 17, and 18, 19. His prediction of the divine judgments. Jeremiah 19, 3, 4, 7 through 9, and 15 are the verses. How was he treated? 20, verse 1 and 2. His reply to his persecutors, verses 3 through 6. The solemn warning of the prophet in the temple court to the princes and priests. They threatened him with death, but he resolutely persists. His death sought by the king, but better counsels prevail. Jeremiah 26. What further prophecy does he utter? 27. What remarkable prediction does he make about this time? Jeremiah 25, especially verses 11 and 12. Also 29, 1 through 10. Daniel 9, 1 and 2. 2 Chronicles 36, 21. What great invasion takes place and what results. 2 Kings 24 1. 2 Chronicles 36 6 and 7. Daniel 1 1 through 6. Subsequent conduct of Jehoiakim and the condition of the nation. 2 Kings 24 1 through 4. A great fast proclaimed about this time. Baruch reads in the bearing of the people and the prophecies of Jeremiah written in a book. The princes hear of it and ask for the reading to them. Report being made to the king. He hears it read, but destroys it. Sequences. Jeremiah 36 gives some account of the reign of Jehoiachin or Coniah. What calamity befalls the nation? 2 Kings 24 10 through 16. Who succeeds Jehoiachin, and what was the character of his reign? Verses 17 through 19. Jeremiah 21, his rebellion and Jeremiah's counsel. 2 Kings 24 20. Jeremiah 29 1 through 14. Give an account of the final catastrophe and the condition in which the land was left. 25 1 through 21.